Chukwu, Rebala Bandinja, Kita Namanoa, Amen.
Nadu Odibo Wani Kose Browa.
Kore Kisiku.
Ekene Maria, Egypt na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Idingos Nexti Boronine, Ojazingos Puma forgive Jesu.
Maria Deso, Nenke Chukwu, Rebala Bandinja, Kita Namanoa, Amen.
Okwe Melaro.
Ekene
Maria, Egypt na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Idingos Nexti Boronine, Ojazingos Puma forgive Jesu.
Maria Deso, Nenke Chukwu, Rebala Bandinja, Kita Namanoa, Amen.
Jabalanya yo onne nke Chukwu jaso. Ayo. Anyị na-arịọ gị o Chukwu ka inye Gracia n'ime obi anyị ka anyị bụ ndị nje butere ozi ọma wee mara iwere arụ Kristi nwanyị site n'afọ ya na obi ya wee bata n'otuto na mbilite n'ọnwụ ya site na Kristi dị nwere anyị. Otuto dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ. Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ. Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ. Ka mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwere gara aga. Ka mkpụrụ obi fa zuru ike na ndokwa.
Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụnụ Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Ekpere abịala site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi, ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwosu Mmaduka Close, Umuru Nnobi, 049828254.
Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are looking for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM News Update today, Monday, the 10th day of July 2023, and the time is 4 minutes. Martin Efan Shuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Anambra community bans youth activities, collection of levies. Enugu women beg government for access road to their farms. Anambra will never obey any sit-at-home order by Simon Ekpa Soludo. Those enforcing sit-at-home order don't want Nnamdi Kanu released. Enugu governor. Sit-at-home. Ebonyi government hails police over arrest of 2 herbalists, 13 others. Still no on Sweden's NATO bid. Erdogan tells Biden. Now, details. Anambra community bans youth activities, collection of levies. The member of Isu and Yosha community in Awka North local government area of Anambra State have resolved to embrace peace and end the 5-year crisis plaguing the community for the overall development of the area. In a general meeting involving the elders, women, youths, and stakeholders on Sunday, the collection of levies in various forests in the area to ensure peace and order. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, the chairman, Umulem Town, one of the towns in the community, Chief Donatus Ayebunem, said the decision was taken by the community, having realized it was the root cause of the lingering crisis in the area. Ayebunem noted that the entire community was from one parent and had no reason to get to the point of crisis that will warrant people running out of the town. He said the decision was taken so that all aggrieved and concerned persons will come out and provide the way forward, having agreed that peace was the best option for the overall interest of the entire community. The people used the medium to send a strong warning to all persons and individuals from neighboring communities intruding and fanning the ember of crisis in Isu and Nyocha. to deceased henceforth Chief Obuka Okoye from Otoko village and Lewis Ndubife appealed to those whose houses and means of livelihood were destroyed to forgive those involved in the interest of peace and development. Enugu women beg government for access road to their farms. The women of Udi local government area in Enugu state have asked the state government to construct rural access road to help them move their farm produce from farm to the market. The women group made this request during an executive and legislative dialogue meeting with Udi women rights holders organized by the Mama Center, supported by Voice Nigeria, held at Udi Council Secretariat. They said that Udi women are mostly farmers but do not have access to road to move their farm produce to the market, adding that it costs them heavily before they convey farm produce to new market due to the deplorable nature of the road. While lamenting over the continuous the AK-47 Fulani headers, the group also appealed with government to come to their aids and secure their farms and life from the dreaded headers. Earlier in her address, the director legal Mama Center, Barrister Ola Onyebula, said that no access to enabling livelihood projects like accessible rural road and empowerment opportunities are among the challenges Udu women farmers face. Responding separately, the Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Honorable Uche Ugu, Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Professor Shidia Beronia, Honorable Ketuku Aneke, and Udi Council Chairman, Honorable Ifanyango, assured the women of the committees of their commitment to deliver dividends of democracy to Udi people. Anambra will never obey any sit-at-home order by Simon Ekpa Soludo. Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has declared that Anambra will never obey any sit-at-home order by one Simon Ekpa based in Finland, from where he issues threats of insecurity on the southeast region of Nigeria. Governor Soludo made the declaration in an official statement released by his press secretary, Mr. Christian Aburime, maintained that the state cannot be held hostage by some threats of fictitious stay-at-home order by disgruntled elements while her economy suffers. The statement reads, in recent time, Anambra State has been unfairly and provocatively plagued by unrelenting rumors of phantom insecurity and artificial atmosphere of scaremongering that nudge residents into needless panic. The disruptive trend is apparently being orchestrated by anarchists and sponsored naysayers who are not comfortable with the prevailing public peace and want to bring back the dark days of lawlessness, but they would never succeed, along with the lately illegal and sinister imposition of sit-at-home orders by the discredited rabble rouser called Simon Ekpa, masquerading as an IPOB crusader. Troublemakers seem to always want to continually test the resolve of Anambra State government to protect lives and property, and each time they try, they meet their Waterloo in the most humiliating and disgraceful way. The Anambra State Police Command equally issued a statement as well, dispelling the phantom rumors of insecurity and attack. Anambra State will be ground for anarchy and fear. It will be a livable and prosperous heaven for Indian Anambra visitors and investors, as envisioned by our visionary, hardworking solution governor, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. Those enforcing sit-at-home order don't want Nnamdi Kanu released. Enugu Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has said that those enforcing the sit-at-home order in the state and other parts of the southeast are not seeking the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Mr. Mbah spoke on Saturday during a media chat with Enugu and media executives in the government house, Enugu. IPOB in August 2021 introduced a sit-at-home order every Monday across the southeast to pressure the Nigerian government to release its detained leader, Mr. Kanu, who is standing trial on treason charges at the Federal High Court, Abuja. The separatist group later suspended the order and said it would only be implemented on the days Mr. Kanu appears in court. However, government said to be part of agitation for Biafra in the region have continued to enforce the suspended faction led by Mr. Kanu has repeatedly disowned those enforcing the civil order. The governor said those enforcing the order are only criminals hiding under the guise of being Biafra agitators and protesting the detention of Mr. Kanu to commit crimes. Mr. Mbah said that Igbos were united in demanding for the release of Mr. Kanu, noting that he had also met with President Bola Tinubu to request the release of the IPOB leader. He said the state government had declared war against sit-at-home enforcers and would never take orders from them. Earlier, the state government had threatened to punish civil servants and businesses that adhere to the sit-at-home order on Mondays. In the interview, Governor stressed that his administration banned the action in Enugu because he was convinced that the state would not record investment and achieve economic growth if the people should continue to take orders from the faceless criminals. We cannot be defeated by evil, and we must not allow that to happen, he said. The government hails police over arrest of 2 herbalists, 13 others. Ebonyi State has hailed the Nigerian police force on the arrest of a 15-member gang following Tuesday's shooting in the state. Newsman recalls that hoodlums shot sporadically at different locations on Tuesday in Ebonyi while trying to enforce a 7-day sit-at-home order declared by a faction of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB in the southeast region. The arrested hoodlums included 2 herbalists, a male and female, and 13 others. In a statement issued in Abakaliki on Saturday by Mr. Jude Okbo, said State Commissioner for Information and Orientation also warned all criminals to stay clear of Ebonyi. According to Okbo, no hidden place for criminals in the state. The state will not tolerate any form of criminality or gangsterism that will truncate peace and tranquility. The state government has received with utmost delight and cheerful commendation the news of the arrest and parade of a 15-member gang who terrorized innocent citizens trying to enforce an illegal sit-at-home order. We are therefore pleased and satisfied with the spontaneous response of the police force and the sister security agencies in the state. We are also abundantly satisfied with the level of synergy, collaboration, and cooperation given by both the sister security agencies and members of the public that led to the closing in and eventually arrest of the gang member. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Still no on Sweden's NATO bid, Erdogan tells Biden. US President Joe Biden is in London for an overnight stop Sunday en route to Lithuania for the NATO summit in Vilnius, where it remains unlikely that the alliance will welcome Sweden as its 32nd member due to persistent objections from Turkey. During the flight to Britain, Biden spoke on the phone with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for a last-minute push to pave the way toward Ankara agreeing to Sweden's accession, a process that must be unanimous among all current members. I can characterize how close, how far, or all I can say is that we believe that Sweden should be admitted to NATO as soon as possible. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told newsmen abroad, Air Force or one en route to London. We believe that there should be a pathway to do so. In a readout of the call, Ankara stated that Sweden has taken some steps in the right direction, but has not made sufficient progress to support Stockholm's application to join NATO. Ankara has accused Sweden of being too lenient toward militant Kurdish organization that Turkey considers terrorist groups. Following Turkish demands, Sweden has enacted reforms, including a new anti-terrorism law. Erdogan initially accused Finland of doing the same, but approved Helsinki's application to join NATO in April. This is where we draw the curtain on news update on Ebonyi, the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Anambra community bans youth activities, collection of levies. Enugu women beg government for access road to their farms. Anambra will never obey any sit-at-home order by Simon Ekpa Soludo. Those enforcing sit-at-home order don't want Nnamdi Kanu released. Enugu governor. Sit-at-home. Ebonyi government hails police over arrest of 2 herbalists, 13 others. Still no on Sweden's NATO bid. Erdogan tells Biden. You just listened to news update on Ebonyi, the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifanshuku Ekezie. Thank you for listening. Good evening. Nice. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right? Thank you.
Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM.